All right, Kellen Mond. Always like talking some Kellen Mond tape. It's always fascinating at the very least. I thought it was fascinating in this game where I thought we saw mostly good, I would say. I think that Kellen Mond has looked much better this preseason than he looked last preseason. Maybe just him being with a head coach that doesn't hate his guts. Maybe that's how it's working out. But, it wasn't entirely perfect, but I thought there was some good stuff. So let's start off with this play. While I'm saying there's some good stuff, I think there's also things you could argue were not great. There definitely are some negatives I have in this game as well, but this is kind of something that I like about Mond and also something that I think some people dislike about Mond. Look at how when Kellen Mond takes the snap, he is going to look really at one receiver this entire way. This play has gone on for a decent amount of time now. We're talking over 3 seconds. You really have to make a decision by now. I would have liked to see him make a decision a little bit quicker. He did not, kind of locked on to one receiver who, I think a more experienced quarterback would have quickly realized is not really going to get open and found something else that could have been open. There was another route that was open had he gone to his what appears to be his next read, the guy who's currently right in front of the first down marker. That guy is open, but that's not what Mond did. So, okay, there's the negative. To me, that is a negative, but that does not mean that there can't be positives as well after this point, and there were positives. Watch him have the athleticism to scramble outside the pocket, eventually find someone who's open, and they're able to get the first down there. So that's the positive, right? Is that ideally for Kellen Mond, he's someone who can run an offense well, which I would actually say I've been a little bit underwhelmed with how he's ran the offense, but still someone who has the potential to run an offense well, and I still think at times has done it well, even in what we've seen from like preseason tape and stuff. And then he can also go above and beyond with stuff like that. This is kind of what you hope for with Mond. And these are the kind of plays that remind you of why some people, maybe myself, got really excited about Kellen Mond going into the draft, even though he wasn't considered a super great prospect. Going over to this play, this was the interception, which, again, nobody likes an interception. Interceptions are always bad, right? So it's not going to be great, but this is definitely, when it comes to interceptions, one of the not horrible interceptions you will see. Kellen Mond is going to take the snap. He is going to time up this throw well, but he just got hit as he was thrown, so it's intercepted. Like, I'm not really going to crush him too much for that. Interceptions do happen sometimes. Sometimes you get hit as you're thrown, It is what it is. That's not a horrible play by any means, in my opinion. Meanwhile, this play, which I've already started, Jackson, what are you doing? You're starting plays in the middle now? Are you, why aren't you showing us the whole play? Listen, I got to work with what the broadcast shows me, all right? And it's preseason for the broadcast teams as well. I don't always get the best stuff. This is the first frame, or close to the first frame that they showed me of the shot. Unless you wanted to see 3 seconds of just a close-up of, I believe, the halfback, before I show you this. It wasn't actually 3 seconds, but you get the idea. I'm working with what I have. I wanted to show this play because it's an important play to talk about when we talk about Kellen Mond. He has to stop doing this. He just has to. Right now, he's looking at a player who is open. Make this throw. Give yourself a chance. If he makes this throw, I honestly think that they probably get the first down here. It's at least close. Instead, he just holds onto the ball for way too long and gets sacked instead. And that's just not a play that he should have made. That's just a mistake that can't happen. And he has to trust his arm more. He has a good arm. Trust it more. I think that he's a bit too cautious, and that's probably the main thing that hurts him, is the fact that he won't put the ball in harm's way sometime. He's a good thrower. He's accurate. Like, he needs to use that more. I don't know why he didn't throw that there. Something he has to work on. Again, we saw some of the classic Kellen Mond stuff of running an offense, and typically running an offense to get the shorter completion, kind of very much that like Ryan Tannehill, Alex Smith vibe of, really Alex Smith more so than Tannehill, of these, just getting the ball down the field by can't go broke making a profit kind of mindset. Kirk Cousins does that a little bit, where the way this play works is it's going to be a cover 3 zone. You have 2 receivers to Mond's left. One is running a deep route, the other kind of running more of a shallower route. Also, I'm not sure if you can hear it, but there is loud music getting played outside my apartment. Sometimes I say it and no one can hear it. My microphone's pretty good, but it seems like it's picking up on my mic a little bit as well. So apologies about that. Been very annoying listening to that all day, but I'm out of this apartment soon, so that's the good news. But anyways, back to no one cares about that. Let's talk about Kellen Mond. What I was talking about, one receiver runs deep, another one shallower. Mond, if the deep guy happens to get open, great, take that. Probably won't happen, but then that could open up the shallower route to get open. Look, as you see, Mond takes the snap. Mond is going to look in that direction, and there's a player wide open. So Mond doing the smart thing here. As you notice, Mond does just, take the smaller route, gets a completion there. Some people get annoyed that Mond won't throw the ball deep down the field more. And listen, I just criticized Kellen Mond for not, trusting his arm a little bit more. But on this play, it's absolutely the right decision and the smart one. The overall numbers aren't going to be overly impressive for Kellen Mond in this performance. 6 for 10, 43 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. So those are horrible numbers, right? Under 5 yards per attempt, no touchdowns, 1 interception. I imagine a very low passer rating, all of that stuff. But you can't just look at box score stats. You can't be results oriented, right? You have to look at how he acted. What throws were he making, not necessarily what happened when he made those throws is the better way to evaluate a quarterback. I thought that Kellen Mond played solid in this game. Again, he has things he has to work on. He is not a finished product by any means, but I think that, to me, this year, I've seen a lot closer to the Kellen Mond I saw in college than I did last year. Last year, he looked a little bit frazzled, and I really think that, he was not necessarily put in a position to succeed. Maybe that's just a guess, and maybe he actually was and just struggled his rookie year. That's obviously possible as well. But I thought that he showed some nice things so far in the preseason. And again, kind of one of those, you can't look at the box score statistics because, the interception wasn't really his fault, so that hurts. And also just like, a lot of these plays were the right plays. Like, they're not going to hurt, they're not going to give you too many yards, they're not going to make things look too impressive, but sometimes it's the right play. So it's, again, what do we learn here from Kellen Mond? I think we've learned a little. I think we've learned he's not someone who doesn't belong in the NFL. Certainly, at the very least, he clearly belongs there, and I think feels a little bit better. And I really can't imagine that a team is gonna not let him get a start if Kirk Cousins goes down the way that Mike Zimmer did last year. But again, Zimmer and Mond, for whatever reason, Zimmer was not a fan of Mond's game. I don't know what happened there, but that was odd, right? There was that quote where Zimmer said, Zimmer was asked why he didn't play Mond, and he said, because he sees Mond in practice. So all of that wild stuff. But, I still feel like there is potential with Kellen Mond, and I'm not willing to give up on him entirely just yet, even if it's, it wasn't the best first season for him. Playing well this preseason, I think, even if the numbers don't show that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.